2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. The Rockets have to feel pretty good about their recent play. They are putting together an impressive stretch of basketball, only one loss in their last 8 games. We'll see if that continues tonight. And you look at James Harden, one of the more versatile scorers the league has ever seen. Kenny, what's the scariest part of his arsenal?
His ability to score and to bait you into fouling him. This guy lives at the free throw line. Every night, he's going to get 10 or more free throws. That's an easy way to get 30.
And he's an elite passer as well as a scorer, like Kenny just mentioned. Great players make their teammates better.
The hidden way to score, what is that?
Getting to the foul line.
There it is.
Who used to say that?
Dick Versace.
My buddy Dick Versace, the coach. You're absolutely right. I could guard this Harden cat, though.
Yeah, the same way everyone else is.
An aerial view of the many buildings making up the skyline of beautiful Houston, Texas, our broadcast setting tonight. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, guys, we know Russell Westbrook is fearless on the court and with his sense of fashion. Growing up around Los Angeles, he said, I felt like every day was the first day of school. That's how it was the minute I woke up. And guys, he's starting to release his own lines of clothing and accessories. I have a couple in my closet. Back to you.
Influential with his taste for sure, David. Thank you. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
The starters for the Utah Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Bogdanovich out there with Bradley, and it's Ingles in at the small forward position. And for Houston, Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair, they're the backcourt. And it's House in at the 3, the small forward. Mark, you and I were looking at the rosters. Both these teams very deep, so there's a lot of fouls to give tonight.
Yeah, that's a great observation by you, Kevin. And when you have that kind of circumstance where your bench is deep, it allows you, I think, to bring an aggressive mindset in terms of how you're going to defend and how you're not going to allow easy baskets because you're able to foul and not be so concerned about foul trouble.
Now, here's Capella. Buries it down low.
I love what Capella brings to the game. Tough, physical, strong, relentless. Got to respect what he does on these contact finishes.
Here's Mitchell. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Now here's Westbrook. Bradley with some nice D. Count the basket. Capella's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, I tell you what, Clint Capella does a really good job of playing with such energy and effort, particularly on the glass, and because of that, he can hurt you on the boards.
Now, here's Mitchell. 17 points in his last outing. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
Conley against Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul. We're about 1 minute into the first. Westbrook against Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Mitchell outside. Over Harden.
And, you know, it's awesome to see Harden giving his all on defense. That's been an area that he's needed to improve on. Really making an effort to stay with his guy.
For 3, Westbrook. That shot missing. And Utah the other way now. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, for that loss, you can credit their defense or lack thereof. Too many breakdowns on that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Capella changes up. He takes it up and lays it in. Capella's got 6. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz, trailing by 4. Conley up top. Bradley passes to Conley. Over Westbrook. And it's Conley that time on the assist by Bradley. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Harden scanning the floor. Stolen by Mitchell. In transition, here come the Jazz. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Already finding his spots and capitalizing, playing really efficient basketball.
And the Utah Jazz, not exactly a magnet for big-name free agents, Greg, but for their young star, Donovan Mitchell, it has been a perfect fit.
You know, they needed a scorer. He's played big minutes from day one and really thrived in that role.
Now the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Well, you might think at 6'3" in shoes, Donovan Mitchell is undersized for the shooting guard position. But his combination of strength and length, along with the athleticism, help him to hold his own. And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
The Rockets shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Tucker. Greg, nowadays teams looking for +6 players. That's a player whose arm span exceeds their height by at least 6 inches.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, how about a +9? I mean, a little over 6'1" in socks with a 6'10" wingspan. Those long arms, the reason for the Spider nickname.
Both free throws good from Tucker. Clock right around the halfway mark, and some players starting to feel a little bit beat up, taking those bumps and bruises. Is it hard to decide which injuries to play through versus the ones that make you sit and miss a game?
You know, I don't think so. If you're a younger player, it may be a little more difficult. But as you've spent time in the league, you know your body. You understand what's an ache and a pain and something you can play with, or an injury that really hampers you. So I think as you mature in the league, it becomes much easier to know what's an injury and what's something that you can work through.
That word tolerance becomes pretty important, doesn't it?
Yeah, and everybody's a little different in that regard, Kevin. Some guys have a high tolerance, others have a low or moderate. But again, it's about knowing your body.
Now here's Rivers following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. Rivers passes to Tucker over Conley. Tucker can't get it to go. And it's Conley with the ball for Utah. They trail by 1. Last time they met was in Utah.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant right before the draft that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that third star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
He's off on the first. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
And that's a rare missed opportunity from him. He'd been good as gold up until that point. And that's his second foul already, and that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
And Utah making a change here. Davis is checked in.
And Davis.
Harden against Mitchell. Clock at 6. Here's House. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Conley with it. He really had an off game against the Trailblazers. He really never found his rhythm. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Harden, no good. Jazz trail by 3. And here is Conley. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Trying to get open is Bogdanovich. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by Davis. Conley's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Here's Rivers. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Harden against Mitchell. Here's Rivers. Lays it up off the glass.
Timeout. You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Green, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. Some high-scoring teams in the NBA. Let's see the leaders. In second, the Rockets.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Jazz trail by 3. Conley dishes to Davis. Mitchell outside. And the rejection by Harden. Lets it go from 14. And it's Houston with another.
And you know, Harden's a high percentage shooter from mid-range. If you don't close fast on him, he'll burn you.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. Stolen by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Mitchell against Rivers. The shot missing. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Mitchell with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 7 points in the game.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Harden. And Davis pulls it down.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Mitchell right side. That's off. It's his 4th miss in 7 tries. Rockets leading by 3. Rivers gets a wide open look. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Green finds Conley. Now here is Davis. Back to Conley. Pass to Bogdanovich with his first shot attempt. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
Confidence is not lacking with Bogdanovich, and he shows it on these shots.
Rivers against Conley. Kicks it out to Harden. Connects from three-point range. Harden's got his second basket.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Conley, the pass to Davis. Now the dish to Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down hard and simple.
And the shot goes in. And it's 8 points for Clint Capella.
That's 4 connections and 5 tries now for him in what's been a great first quarter.
Jazz trail by 4. And the Jazz call time here. And with Clint Capella, it's easy to see what an important piece of this team he is.
Yeah, it really is, guys, because when he's off the floor, there's a clear difference in how his team plays. I mean, he fits in so well and gives the Rockets exactly what they need, finishing at the rim out of pick and rolls, and then a terrific rim protector as well.
For the Rockets, Tyson Chandler is checked in for Clint Capella. Cephalosha comes in for P.J. Tucker. And McLemore subbed in for Danuel House. Utah also making some changes. George Niang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Exum in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Exum. His last outing, he had 8 points. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the pass to Davis. Rockets with the rebound.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin. Pretty clear.
They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
A nice shot by Rivers. Now it's a 6-point Houston lead.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
Here's Mudiay. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Pass to Davis. He dishes it to Exum. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Harden, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Niang kicks to Mudiay. Davis dishes to Mudiay. 6 to shoot. For the 3. Sinks the three-pointer.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Now Rivers. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. He was all alone on that one. That's now 8 points for James Harden.
And Harden takes a lot of pride in being a hard matchup, a tough cover. I mean, he takes no time in shooting once he gets the pumpkin.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harden against Mudiay. No good that time. On the wing, Harden. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Phoenix.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
The Rockets shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Cephalosha at the line for two.
Shooting two.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Here's Niang. James Harden getting it done for Houston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back to the action after this word. Rockets elevated by James Harden to one of the league's powerhouse franchises, and he talks about seizing the moment.
This time isn't going to last long. You know, we have a window. It goes by extremely fast. I cherish these moments. You know, I embrace them.
Never a guarantee that the window will remain open.
And superstar players, let's face it, they're best remembered for their championships. It's all about the rings if you're James Harden.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. Taking a look at the Rockets. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Cephalosha is out there with McLemore. And it's Chandler in at the 5, home in the paint. Clark, there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for the Jazz. No good on the second free throw.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
So it's the Jazz now. The Rockets making the shot. Passes it to Moutier. Launches a three. Buries it from three-point range. Moutier's got his second bucket of the night.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Pass to McLemore. Just 3 to shoot, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And here's what the Rockets' schedule looks like. On Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. Over in the corner, Moutier. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Here's Exum. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. Exum's got the lead up to 2 now for the Jazz. The Rockets shooting here about 46% for the game. Harden inside the three-point line. Gets a very good look and converts. Harden's got 12 in the game.
Boy, it's amazing to me how easy Harden makes it look. I mean, when he's locked in, he feels like there's nobody that can guard him, and he's right most of the time.
For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And there's the foul. It'll go on Joe Ingles. That's his first foul. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. To the middle. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Ingles. He's averaging 7 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Here's Niang. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Back to Moutier. 4 on the shot clock. Good work defensively by Harden. Moutier's gone 3 for 8 tonight from the field. Westbrook with it. Now defended by Moutier. Here's Cephalosha. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Rockets lead by 2.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here's Bradley. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Ingles passes to Niang. Ball's knocked loose. From deep. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Bogdanovic.
Look, sometimes you go up, sometimes down, and the trend has been on the downward side in terms of his average points per game. And a variety of factors can be the culprit. And a lot of times you focus on the efficiency more than just pure point output.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, I tell you what, you just cannot help but be in awe of the offensive dominance James Harden has had over the last few years. I mean, he's done so much for this team and done it with both his scoring and playmaking.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And when you look at usage rates, Harden is the offense for this team.
Yeah, you look at Harden's numbers over the last few years, and it has been absolutely ridiculous what he's done. I mean, there's no player who's had a better 3-year stretch in the history of the league. 30-plus points per game seasons the last few years, the near triple-double the year before. I mean, he's a marked man for every opponent, and he's still been able to put up these kinds of numbers. Absolutely amazing.
It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket for Mitchell.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And that one's good. Westbrook's got his first 2 points.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
Conley, the pass to Bogdanovic. Back to Conley. Mitchell outside. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. From deep, Ingles. And no good that time. The Rockets go the other way with it. Harden kicks to House. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And now a 6-point Rocket lead.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Conley, the pass to Brantley. Another shot. Westbrook pulls it in. Houston leading by 6. A shot by Harden, wide open. Off target from outside.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Conley misses his second shot in 4 attempts from the field. Now the Rockets with it. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Outside Westbrook. The pass to Capella. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Capella has the size and ability to score down in the paint. I like his assertiveness.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Got a piece of it. And that'll be Utah as it goes out of bounds. Jazz retain possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Rivers checked in. Ed Davis is checked in for Utah. It's Bogdanovich on the wing, guarded by Tucker, and there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Conley. On the wing, Mitchell. He's guarded by Rivers. From 13, and he drops that one in. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Westbrook against Conley. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
And Utah making a change here. Green's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Westbrook. A lot of players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard too, aren't they? Because they give individual stats up on the board.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you that, and then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, They should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled or not.
And so he hits both. And here's Houston. They're on a 14-6 run. The Rockets with another miss.
You know, even though they have the lead, you can tell he's frustrated with himself that he's not doing more.
And the whistle blows. He's fouled on a shot that misses, but not by much. 2 free throws nonetheless coming up for him.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And he makes the first. And so he's able to get one of two.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Rockets leading by 7. And the dunk by Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Here is House. He's covered by Bogdanovich. The shot by House is no good. Here's Green. The putback. Davis on the follow.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that. Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Outside Conley. Right side Bogdanovich. 6 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Green. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Rockets. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against the Suns.
Remarkable consistency from deep. You can't count on that every game, especially on the road.
Yeah, you know, the defense had no answer for him. To do that kind of damage on the road, impressive.
Now here's Westbrook following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. The second effort. And another shot. Tucker can't get it to go.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
There's 45 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Mitchell, and that one falls coming off Conley's feed. Mitchell's got it back down to within single digits for Utah. Now here's Westbrook. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Got a hand on it.
Wow, I mean, we don't normally see a rejection from Bogdanovich. I mean, the effort was great, and the shot block was a surprise.
Rivers against Mitchell. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And so it's the Houston Rockets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Tyson. How have you controlled the tempo in the game in the first half?
I think the way we came out defensively, we locked into their sets. We're taking them out of what they want to accomplish. Because of that, we're able to make some shots on the other end.
Tyson, thanks. We'll see you in the second half. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 13 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Yeah. James Harden feeling all the feels. Gets in that headspace where he's taking over. He's prolific, but also efficient. Terrific first half.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Well, it's never easy to play on the road. and the score reflects that. Just doesn't seem like they're well prepared for this matchup. Every time they tried to make a run, they got derailed. I think to refocus their efforts in the second half, they're going to need to play with a lot more determination for a chance to win this.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Jazz trail by 8. Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. Joe Ingles is out there with Bogdanovich. And it's Bradley in at the 5. And the shot goes in.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
You know, your assumption would be that he'd be at a big disadvantage in that matchup, but you'd be assuming wrong.
That one goes. Count it.
I mean, it's hard not to appreciate Harden because he's the complete package.
Conley against Westbrook. Back to Conley. Inside, it's stolen by Capella. And here we go with Westbrook running it up the court. That was a strong dunk.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware. And a boon it was for the Rockets to be able to keep Clint Capella. A great fit with the team and gives them exactly what they need on the interior. And that's exactly what you want to start the second half. Smart play call.
Yeah, they want to get the half off to a quick start, and they know who to go to.
Hands it from downtown.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
And Greg Capella, who was taken near the end of the first round back in 2014 in the draft, has developed well during his time with Houston.
And Capella's game has really taken off in the last few seasons. He looks to be a double-double machine for this team for the next handful of years, and that is exactly what they need.
Conley kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Conley. Outside Bradley. There's the feed to Ingles, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Bogdanovich looking around. From outside, off the mark. Houston leading by 11. Feeds it to Capella. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Boy, Capella's so special. Great strength, good focus, especially when he's being defended like that. That's good work there.
Now here is Conley. Outside Bradley. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Oh, wow. 4 of 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Outside Westbrook. Over Conley. Westbrook finds Harden. From the arc. Tucker can't get it to go.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Ingles. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. Harden against Mitchell. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
And now we get a chance to check out Donovan Mitchell. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. second in steals, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And back to your point, number 2 in steals, he's just a tireless worker. Plays that hard-nosed, on-ball defense. Most guys just can't disengage from him. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Mark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys. It's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and then the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
Houston making some changes. Chandler comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Danuel House. And Utah also making a switch. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Mike Conley. And Westbrook gets it to go.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Now, here's Exum. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his third foul of the game. And McLemore, he's checked in for Capella. Utah also making some changes. George Niang, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Moutier in for Donovan Mitchell. Here's Moutier, and the rejection by Harden. On up the court, and Westbrook throws it down.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Now, here's Exum. Moutier kicks to Exum. Five on the clock. Beyond the arc. Rockets with the rebound. Here's Harden, and Harden with the stuff.
Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
Jazz trail by 15. Exum with it. He kicks it to Moutier. Pass to Ingles. Shoots the three. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Westbrook. And the layup's good off the glass. Westbrook's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Now here's Bradley. Kicks it to Moutier. They need this, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Moutier must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Rockets.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
A free throw good for Moutier. For the Jazz, Davis comes in for Bradley. And it's Green in for Joe Ingles. Both free throws good from Moutier. Rockets leading by 15. Harden the pass to Westbrook. Now Cephalosha. Houston moving it around. From deep, Harden. But they recover it. Chandler outside. Passes it to Harden. Houston gets it back. Bucket is good. Chandler's got his first points in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 4th assist in this one. Utah calls timeout.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career. Taking a look here at some numbers for Exum. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And there isn't much to write home about with his numbers. I think he'd like to up his contributions.
Yeah, but you got to earn that chance. I mean, you get what you earn. His numbers are fine, but he's not going to get a lot more floor time unless he turns it up a notch.
Here's Niang, still looking for his first bucket in this one. From deep. Offensive rebound. Davis. Oh, that's blocked.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one of the things that the NBA has been forward-thinking about is always accepting new ideas. And they've got a bunch of them on the table in recent weeks. A mid-season tournament, a postseason play-in tournament, maybe even reducing the 82-game regular season schedule. Now, all of these would be very bold moves, but Commissioner Adam Silver has always demonstrated a willingness to think outside the box. Kevin?
DA, great assessment, good report, thank you so much. Here's Exum. The Rockets making the shot. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Statistically speaking, let's see where the Rockets sit right now.
And you look at their incredible three-point percentage. I mean, it's not just about their accuracy, but their execution using screens and creating those open looks. That's been key.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. For 3, the rebound by Jeff Green. The Jazz have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the third. Exum kicks to Niang. The floater. And there's another turnover by the Jazz. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. The Jazz second.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. And Utah with a change here, too. Bradley's checked in. And here's Westbrook. He's got 20. Makes it off the glass. Westbrook's got 13 points now in the quarter.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now, here's Exum. Here's Green. Pass to Exum. Here's Bradley. He's covered by Westbrook. Offensive rebound. And Bradley gets it to go.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty. And determined with a soft touch to match.
Here is Harden. He's got 21. Rebound, Utah. Bradley's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Exum dishes to Moutier. 12 seconds left to play here in the third. Fires the 3. Not going to go that time. And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Get you some, just can't wait till I get my song. Go ahead. Yeah. Man, just wait till I get my song. Go ahead, get you some.
And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Tucker and Capella are up front. McLemore is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's House in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
And here is Conley following Russell Westbrook's 3. Westbrook against Conley. Here's Mitchell. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Now the Rockets with it. There's the 3. And another 3 for Houston.
In perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Capella. Clark comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Austin Rivers in for Russell Westbrook. Here is House. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Clark, last season we saw more of the global game series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries. And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning, I mean, they could use more from him, trying to shut the door on this one.
Williams-Goss, the pass to Green. And it's Green with the jam.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Now McLemore. Back to Rivers. Now the pass to House. Here's Hartenstein. lays it up and banks it in.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Here's Williams-Goss. Morgan the pass to Mitchell. With the floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Mitchell's got 26.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Rivers. Pass to Hartenstein. Here is House. O'Neal with the rebound. Now here's Green. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner. Widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you. And the first one at the line is good.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Hartenstein. P.J. Tucker comes in for Clark. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Austin Rivers. That one is no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's House. The rebound by the Jazz. Mitchell's got his 4th rebound in this one. Rebounded by Capella.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
The Jazz have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Mitchell, and they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Boy, he's doing everything he can at this point. The rest of his teammates need to step up and give him some help.
Regarding super teams, Clark, you and I have talked a lot about this. Many fans view them in a negative light, but they're actually something we've seen around in this game for a long time.
Yeah, you're right. So often we become prisoners of the present and we forget about what transpired in the past, but the Celtics in the 60s were as dominant as any team in the history of the game. The Lakers in the 80s, the Bulls in the 90s. But I guess fans have a complaint because they feel those teams came together more organically compared to what seems to be a movement by free agents that has led to dominant championship teams. Although the Warriors pretty much have built their championship team through the draft.
Here's Conley after Clint Capella's bucket. The drive by Mitchell, and that one falls coming off Conley's feed. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pass to Tucker. Here is House. Here's Capella. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Bradley's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Mitchell, nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Mitchell's got 15 points here in the second half. Outside Westbrook. Pass to McLemore from downtown. And it's Mike Conley with the rebound. Conley's got 4 rebounds now tonight. He feeds it to Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
And, Greg, that kind of deficit, I think they're going about it the right way. I mean, they've got to get aggressive on defense. They need stops. And then you got to take care of the basketball at the other end so you get a good shot every trip.
Houston leading by 17. Here is House. The pass to Capella. Count that bucket. Capella's got 4 this quarter.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. Left block shot on the way. No good on the shot. So Houston will take it the other way. Now here's McLemore. Tight defense on him. The drive by Mitchell. And Capella sends it back.
This is the real strength of Capella's game now. Outstanding at using his length and athleticism to block shots.
Count it. Capella's got 20.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Utah calls timeout. For a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. And Capella sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. But for a while now, you and I were just talking, we've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance. And that's important in the strength of a league.
Shot clock at 2. And it's Mitchell missing. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Bogdanovich finds Mitchell. Conley, the pass to Ingles. Down low. Bradley can't get it to go.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Harden, that's good.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Here is Conley. James Harden picking up that last basket. Mitchell passes to Bradley.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
Capella, the rebound by the Jazz. Bradley's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. To the paint. Stolen by Harden. Westbrook with it. Pass to House. Dishes it to Capella. Shot clock at 6. And that one is good. Capella's got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, on fire tonight. I mean, Capella's scoring numbers can come from a lot of directions. Lots of dunks, lay-ins, and putbacks. They can add up quickly.
Now, here's Mitchell. To the inside. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And in terms of size, not your typical center. But, man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Harden against Mitchell. Harden left side. Here's Capella. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so they'll be advancing their win total to 42 games.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
Now they've got their sights set on that sweep, Greg, 3-zip. And given what's going on in the first 2 games, my guess is that's what's going to happen.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Russell Westbrook.
Well, you have to marvel at how well he picked apart that defense repeatedly. Found the right guy in the right spot at the right time.
So it's the Rockets now after the basket by Utah. It's good. Westbrook's got 30 points.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Now, here's Bradley. And Bogdanovich kicks to Ingles. Conley feeling it out. Passes it to Mitchell. Launches it. And that one falls coming off Conley's feed. Mitchell's got 40 points.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency, huh? They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Harden outside. So we see Houston taking the W here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. James, congrats on the win. Great crowd tonight, but what made the difference down the stretch?
We just trying to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. The crowd was amazing tonight. You know, it was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, you know, we got a good victory at home.
Big win, James. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. And we'll see you next time.